Do you like hummus? Yeah, just about everybody loves hummus. Well, I am gonna make something that is better than hummus with this one eggplant. Let's get cooking. Wow, look at that. Big pile of eggplant. Guys, this is so much better than hummus. Hey, Chef Corso, Outdoor Eats. I'm here to put you on the path to amazing meals, usually on your outdoor treks, but this is the Easy Basic series where we are talking about easy, basic recipes that you can cook inside here on your stove or in your oven. And so hummus, it's delicious, it is great, it is. The really random thing is I recently read that 33% of you in the United States have hummus in your refrigerator. May even be more now. Think about that. That is a lot of people eating hummus and buying hummus, and you know, it gets a little bit tired. So what we're making today is baba ganoush, or just baba for short. And so baba ganoush starts with an eggplant. So we're gonna talk about how to cook this up, how to add our ingredients to make another really, really good happy dip for, you know, your parties and your eating. We're gonna talk about how to cook up this eggplant as the star of the show, and what ingredients to add to make a really, really good tasty dip. Let's take a look at our ingredients for our baba ganoush. First step for this is we have our oven on broil. Okay, you can also grill the eggplant pieces, but we're cooking inside, so we have got our oven nice and hot. We also have our rack on the highest possible level here, okay? So we're gonna get as close to that broiler as we can. Okay, also have a sheet tray with either parchment paper or foil ready for us, okay? And we have one medium-sized eggplant. So we're just going to cut the top and the bottom off. The skin on a lot of these is pretty tough, so I like to not necessarily take off all of it, but kind of do a couple stripes down the side. There are a lot of recipes out there for how to cook eggplant, and many of them ask you to start by slicing it or cubing it and then salting it. And if you have the time for that, you are more than welcome to. I have found that it doesn't matter that much. One, it's why you potentially could do that is you're gonna take a little bit of the moisture away and take away a little bit of the bitterness. But again, when I've been cooking this, I haven't found that that extra half hour, hour, a couple hours really makes all that much of a difference if you are able to broil up your pieces appropriately. But you can choose how to do that. I love to save you time and not necessarily have to do all these crazy prep steps. So we have our eggplant slices on our sheet tray, and we're gonna give it a good amount of olive oil. And these are like sponges. You can see it already soaks up quite a bit. So we're gonna add a nice amount, and we're also going to season these up. So a little bit of salt on each slice. Black pepper. And then, you know, I just forgot one ingredient that I like to add here, and that's a little bit of oregano. I'm putting it on here, helps that flavor kind of wake up and cook up with our eggplant. Okay, so we've got one eggplant that is sliced and lightly peeled. I like having that in there for texture and a little bit of color, and we're gonna put that right into the oven and get it nice and brown. Awesome. While this is toasting and while this is broiling up, I'm gonna keep an ear out and keep a nose out to make sure we don't overcook it. But as far as efficiency in making this dish, I like to add my ingredients right to our bowl while our eggplant is cooking. And then once that's done, we'll chop it up and put it all together so it really doesn't take too much time. So one other thing to note too for a classic baba ganoush recipe or a classic hummus recipe is it uses tahini. And tahini is a sesame paste, really yummy ingredient. It is available at most grocery stores. It's often in like the peanut butter aisle, but like in the far corner because hardly anybody buys it. The thing about it is you don't have to buy a whole thing of tahini just for baba ganoush. It's only going to need a couple tablespoons. So I found that peanut butter, almond butter, or any other nut butter works pretty darn well. And you may disagree with me, it is not a fully traditional baba ganoush, but if you're just going to the regular grocery store in the United States and don't want to buy a whole thing of tahini, just use peanut butter or nut butter. Also have some Greek yogurt, some hot sauce, some garlic powder, some parsley, and a little bit of lemon, plus a little bit more salt and pepper if we need it. So I'm gonna get my ingredients in here and get it ready for our eggplant to come in. So we have all of our ingredients here waiting for our eggplant, and you can definitely use fresh garlic. You can definitely use some different chili. You can definitely use some different herbs if you like, but this is the easy basic option using stuff you probably already have. So up to you on how you want to build this, but we're going for the extra easy option here today. Hey, so the eggplant has been in here for about 5 minutes or so while we've been prepping over here. Let's take a look. I'm pulling it out so we can check on it. I'm closing the door so we don't lose all of our good heat in here. And it's coming along. A little bit of browning on there, which is nice, but I'm looking for more. We're definitely not cooked at all, but that's completely okay. It's been in there for about 5 minutes. So back in there and we'll come back and check on it.
Tongs, man? Seriously?
Yeah, man, it's a broiler. It's hot. Nice, there we go. Getting a little bit more color, and you can probably notice that our size is broken down and shrunk, which is good. So we're just gonna give that a flip. Wow, really, really soft too. It's awesome. Add a little bit more seasoning or a little bit more oil to this side as well, if you like. But what we're looking for is this to really, really break down and get nice and soft, because there is some bitterness in there that I was talking about earlier, and if you're able to cook it all the way through, it's not gonna be that bitter. So we're gonna throw this back in the oven for another minute or two, finish this off. Eggplant's all done and out here on our board, and as you can see, it's really, really soft now, cooked all the way through, some really nice color on there, some nice texture. And as you can see, it's really, really steaming hot right out of the oven. I highly suggest that you let it chill, put it in the refrigerator for a few minutes or just let it come out to room temperature. What we're gonna do here for the video is just chop it up right now because I got chef hands and I'm hungry. So that's what we're gonna do, but I highly suggest you just let it rest. So when you're making this too, a really easy thing you can do is use your Cuisinart or use a stick blender, put it in a larger container and use your stick blender to blend it all up. I don't like using a full blender for this because it gets it too smooth. I like having a little bit of texture in there. And also sometimes, when you're using a blender, like you leave like a half a cup at the bottom of the Vitamix, you're like, what? But I want that and I wanna drink that and I wanna eat that. So for here, we're just gonna do a nice rustic chop, get it all in there and dip away. It's just really, really mushy and soft. Eggplants are really interesting in their structure that way. Make sure that you get this nice brown color on here, and also, like I was saying earlier, you could absolutely grill these slices as well, a nice high heat, and that is really, really important in order to make sure that this gets some really nice depth of flavor, some nice toastiness, some nice smokiness, or else this dip is going to be a little bit bland, and there's not a lot of ways you can really add that back once you're at this step. But look at that, big pile of eggplant. So I'm going to add this to our ingredients here and give that a stir and see where we're at as far as flavors. And if you don't want to put the Greek yogurt in there, that's completely all right too. I like kind of having that smooth texture and flavor to complement some of our other ingredients. Wow, look at that. Could also add some onions, caramelized onions. Roasted garlic could be pretty great in here. Roasted red peppers. Wow, look at that. So now that we got all mixed up, let's give it a try. See how we did for our ingredients by just sort of spitballing it here while our eggplant toasted. Guys, this is so much better than hummus. I highly, highly suggest that you let this sit for at least a half an hour. If not an hour, 2 hours, you can make it the night before. All of those flavors are gonna get it happy and there together. For me, what I'm tasting is don't need more salt, don't need more spice. Garlic is doing pretty good. Got a little bit of toastiness from that eggplant, which is really, really good. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more lemon or a little bit more acid to brighten it up a little bit. But I think it's really important to do this step right now. Test it right as you mixed it and then wait some minutes and come back and see how it is. Because it could be that you actually didn't need to add anything, you just needed to let the garlic come in together with the peanut butter and the eggplant and the parsley to do its thing. But wow, that is really, really good and perfect and ready for you to dip. You could have this on the side with some Costco roasted chicken, a little bit of rice pilaf or some pre-cooked rice. So, so good. Can't wait for you guys to try this. Also, check out our other recipes in our Easy Basics series. Not only do we have baba ganoush, we have carrot fries, sesame celery, we have avocado crunch salad, and easy fried rice with leftover rice from the takeout place. But get out there, cook something amazing, something awesome, or stay inside. I know a lot of you out there have an old container of rice that looks something like this. Well, in this video, we're gonna turn it into this. Easy, basic fried rice with ingredients you probably have in your refrigerator right now. Hey-o. Throw it in here if you do have a few minutes. Let it go. Easy fried rice with leftover rice